Let's get started. Let me look at this here test. Well, so let's see here. Let's work through it. So square root of 121. What'd you get? I got 11. So correct. Number 2. Minus the square root of 169 over 400. That's the square root of 169 over the square root of 400. Now 169 is 13 squared, so that's minus 13 over 20. And got that one. 3. I thought I got rid of this problem. Son of a gun. Calculator. What is this? The square root of 223. Approximate the 3 decimal places. So 14. Now, do you feel confident about your answer here?
That's what my calculator gave me.
That's what your calculator gave you?
Well, I was at home. I'll skip it all that.
Well, I mean, I don't know for sure. I need to get my calculator, but one moment. I just found my calculator like 10 minutes ago, so I'm very excited about this. Where'd you go, calculator? Oh, man. Come on. Where'd it go? And then there were 2.
Sorry.
You just want to drop it off?
Yes, sir. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. Thank you. Hey, now I've got 2 tests, so I can decide who's right by consensus. That is, after all, math functions, right? Let's see here. Square root of 223. 14.933. Yep, we have a winner. And what's up next here? Oh, rats! I was gonna give that person all the tests I have of theirs in my office, but now I will not be able to do that. G of x equal to the square root of x squared minus 20.
I wasn't too sure about this one.
Not too sure about this one. You're supposed to find g of 3. So what that means is just plug 3 in. Now that's 3 squared minus 20, which is the square root of, minus 11, which is not a real number. So if you chose A for this one, you got it. A. So far this is very boring. There's nothing to grade in your test. Number 5, square root of 4x squared. What do we have here? We're supposed to suppose, so this is the square root of 4 times the square root of x squared. Now here we got to be careful. We're not told that x is positive, right? So this we have to put as 2 times the absolute value of x. So the answer here would have been B. All right, so you chose 2x, which is an understandable mistake, but a mistake nonetheless. Now we've got the cube root. Yeah, cube root of minus 64. Well, that's minus 4. Because minus 4 times minus 4 times minus 4 is minus 64. So you got that one. Spot on. 7. 8 to the 4/3 power. How should we think about that? I would think about that as the cube root of 8 raised to the 4th power. The cube root of 8 is 2, right? So this is 2 to the 4th power, which is 16. Hey, you got that. What the what? Number 8.
Are you saying what the problem or
Yes. You've crossed something out in the problem. It's one moment. Oh yeah, you just scribbled over something, so I couldn't see. So there's a 1/5 here. All right. So that's x to the 4/5, y to the 4/5, and I think because of the wording of the problem, what does it say? It says write without rational exponents. Simplify if possible. So write without rational exponents, that means I have to rewrite this as like the 5th root of x to the 4th times the 5th root of y to the 4th. There are other ways to write that. I think they combined it. Oh yeah, so the answer that we could also write as the 5th root of x to the 4th, y to the 4th. And I think that one is on the list of potential answers, so that's the one we should choose. Yeah, C, which is what you chose. So hooray! Now we're supposed to rewrite with rational exponents. This is the next one. Rewrite with rational exponents, number 9. We have the 16th root of m cubed, which is m to the 3 over 16. That was D, which you got. Hooray, hooray. Number 10, we've got the cube root of x y squared z cubed, which would simplify x to the 1/3, y to the 2/3, xz to the 3/3, but that's just z. Now that would have been, or you could write this as x y squared z cubed to the 1/3, if you like, and that was the answer. So this answer was not available in the list, right? So it forced you to choose this one. Number 11, you got 9 to the minus 1/2. Simplify if possible. So that's 1 over 9 to the 1/2, right? Also known as 1 over the square root of 9. Also known as 1/3. So the answer to 11 was 1/3. That was what you chose. Hooray! Number 12. You got square root of 5, square root of 3. That's the square root of 15. So the answer was square root of 15. Oh. Ooh. Sorry, that one went bad. You chose 15, but it should be square root of 15, which was part D there. Does that make sense? Why it was square root of 15?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see here. Just want to make sure we, if there's anything still a sticking point, I want to make sure we get it for you today. Because, of course, part of the finals, this stuff, right?
This was?
Yep.
No, not
No, I mean, part of the finals, this stuff. I'm sorry. Yeah.
When is our finals? What, Tuesday?
I think it's Monday.
Monday or Tuesday?
It's Monday or Tuesday. I think it's Monday.
Do you put a test review online or what?
The test review is all 5 tests that we had. So you should just, think about what we've done. I don't have a specific test review now. X to the 2/3, Y to the 3/4. And I just need to, I'm sorry to all of you, I have not put the grades into Blackboard yet. I do mean to do that. I keep forgetting. So this is, okay. So here we're supposed to rewrite as a single radical expression. This one's a little bit tricky. You need to figure out kind of like a way to combine these. So the way I would do it is turn them both into twelfths. So this is x to the 4/12. No, wait a minute. turn 2/3 into 12ths, you got 8/12, right? Turn 3/4 into 12ths, you got 9/12. So now that I have that, I've got, you know, x to the 17, 8 plus 9 is 17/12. And, oh, I'm an idiot. It's x and y. I can't just combine x and y into x. That's a dumb thing to do, isn't it? But now that I have this, I can rewrite this as x to the 8th, y to the 9th, all to the 1/12 power, which I think is what I was supposed to do. So it's the 12th root of x to the 8th, y to the 9th. Now, let's see if that's a possible answer here for number 13. 12th root of x to the 8th, y to the 9th, that was a, which is what you chose. See, this to me is very silly. To get this problem wrong, but to get that problem right.
I was figured like it's square root of 15. You can square it, so just take the square root away.
But I mean, to me, this problem is infinitely more complicated than this one, you know?
Harder problems are easier.
Harder problems are easier. You got more, oh, it's like the, so it's kind of like,
So there's more.
so what you're trying to tell me is like cleaning a dirty floor is easier than cleaning a clean floor.
Yeah.
I can respect that. I think you got a point there, you know? So we're just working through a test. I guess I better take your test. Thank you. Thank you. And also, I probably have old tests of yours to give you. Make sure I give those to you before we leave. Just give me a second to rifle through my office. I'm telling you because I'll forget if I don't tell you that. So the cube root of 32, this is the cube root of, what are we supposed to do here? Simplify by factoring. All right, so 32 is what? It's 4 times 8, right? So we could rewrite this as the cube root of 4, the cube root of 8. Now cube root of 8 is 2, so this gives us 2 times the cube root of 4. I think that's pretty much as simple as I can get. I'm hoping that's an answer. That is an answer. That's part D, which is what you chose. So 15, we've got the square root of 125 x squared y. So that's 5 times 25, right? So this simplifies to the square root of, well, you can write this as 5x, the square root of 5y, I think, is probably what they want. Yeah, that was B, which is the right answer. There's B. All right, next up, 16. So here we have the square root of 144 over the square root of 4. What is the square root of 144? It's what? I think 12 squared is 144, so that's just 12. Square root of 4, well, that's 2, right? 12 over 2, 6. So 16 was 6, which was D. 17, we've got the 4th root of 81 over 256. Now you guys got a calculator, so life is easier for you. But that is the 4th root of 3 to the 4th over the 4th root of, I think, 4 to the 4th. Or is that 16 to the, what is 256? I think it's 16 times 16, isn't it? 16 squared, I believe. Because 10 16s is 160. And then 6 times 16 is 96. 160 plus 96 is 256. Hey there, that's what that is. So what you got here is a 3 over 16. And again, you guys got calculators, so you don't have to work so hard. Ooh. Maybe I did that wrong. is 16, oh, fourth root. So 16 squared, yeah, 16 squared, who cares? This could also be written as 16 squared is what? 16 times 16, which is also known as 4 times 4 times 4 times 4. So this is actually 4 to the 4, which makes this 4. So 3/4 was the right answer there, 17. Whew, sorry about that. 18. Here we've got the 10 times root 15 minus 15 root 15, which is minus 5 root 15. Which was D. Sorry, I didn't give you guys more hard problems on this. I should have given you guys harder problems. These are too easy. 19. 22 square root of 5 minus 14 square root of 5. So they're both square root of 5. So 22 minus 14 is, what is it? 8? I think 22 minus 14 is 8. Well, that's what you chose, so it better be right. 8 root 5. 20, multiply. Finally something to do. So we've got square root of 5 plus 5 times the square root of 6 minus 2. So we get square root of 5 times square root of 6, which is square root of 30, minus 2 root 5 plus 5 root 6 minus 10. And yeah, I don't think that can really be simplified, and that's good because this is exactly part C. The answer is choice C is this, so that was right. Wait a minute, that was 21. Oh, I'm sorry. 20. 20 was square root of 5 times the square root of 3 minus the square root of 7. So multiplying through, we get square root of 5 times 3, which is the square root of 15. Square root of 5 times 7, which is the square root of 35. Like so. And I believe that was C, which is also what you chose. So that's good. 22, right? 3 over, at some point we're going to find a problem here that actually requires work. 7 minus root 3. So you take this, you multiply by 7 plus root 3 over 7 plus root 3. And that gives us 21 plus 3 root 3 divided by 49 minus 3, which is 46. So that would have been the answer there. I don't think 21 over 46 or 3 over 46 simplifies noticeably. Oh, and this is not a multiple choice. I got to think for myself. Well, that was your answer, so that's good. But as you know, math is governed by consensus, so let's check the other answers, yes? Yep, kinda. Factored a 3 out, very nice. So yeah, hey, that's not a bad move. The point is you can factor a 3 out of that. True enough. All right, next one. 23. So of the people's tests I have to look at here, they've all got 22 right. 23. Square root of 5x minus 10 minus 3 equals to 0. Move the 3 to the other side. Square it. We get 5x minus 10 equals to 9, which gives us 5x equals to 19, which gives us x is equal to 19 over 5. Hey, that's what you got. And that's what you got. And that's what you got. All right. You guys are making grading this test kind of boring. I need to make more mistakes, so I feel like I'm actually grading. All right. 27. Here we have 3 plus 3i over 5 plus 2i. All right. So that is 3 plus 3i times 5 minus 2i over 5 plus 2i, 5 minus 2i. That's our standard trick to rationalize, to make real the denominator in this case. So the denominator is 25 plus 4, which is 29. And the numerator, we get 15 plus 10 is 25. 15 minus 6, so plus 9i by my calculations. Uh-oh. Well, hopefully I'm wrong. I'm wrong. 15 plus 6 is what?
15 plus 6?
No, 15
plus 6?
15 plus 6. 21. 21, that's right. There we go. Too much rodeo? It's like the horse. The horse shook that arithmetic fact out of you. That must be it. No. I mean, I have no room to talk. I just put a 25 up there. So 28. Anyway, that was your answer, so good. Okay, so. Yeah. Yeah, so that was C. All right. Now we're supposed to solve by completing the square. All right, so x squared minus 4x plus 20 equals to 0. So complete the square here. I take half of 4 minus 4, which is minus 2. Square that, which means I have to subtract that squared, which is 4. Which then gives me x minus 2 squared equals to, I want to say minus 16, which gives me x minus 2 is equal to plus or minus the square root of minus 16, which gives me x is equal to 2 plus or minus 4i. See, square root of minus 16 is square root of minus 1 times the square root of 16, which is I times 4. So I get that.
I did get that, didn't I?
You said x is not a real number. That is true. Oh, curses. I'm going to have to give you credit. Dang it. So I'll have to modify the instructions of this question on the final so that I force you guys to solve it over the complexes. Because it is ambiguous here. I didn't say solve equation over complexes by completing the square. If we're working in the real context, what you wrote is the correct answer because you got the square is equal to a negative number and you said, well, there's no real solution. I can't argue with that. That's a legit answer, right? It's not what I wanted, but it's legitimate. Yeah? What I wanted's on the board, you know? So you answered it the way I was hoping. Okay. 28. All right, so 29. 29 x squared plus x plus 6. So do you understand what I did up here? Like if I was to say solve over the complex numbers, you could do this. So now completing the square is a little bit different. Fractions, right? So x plus 1/2 squared. So I got to subtract 1/2 squared, which is 1/4. All right, so that, okay. So that's x plus 1/2. It's the same case again. Oh, man. So a 6 is how many 24ths? 24 24ths, right? So so I get minus 23 over 4, I think, rather. I say 24ths, I meant fourths. 6 is equal to 24 over 4, yeah? So that minus 1/4 is 23. And then I have to move to the other side. It gives me minus 23/4, which then gives me x plus 1/2 is plus or minus the square root of minus 23 over 4, which cleans up to x is equal to minus 1/2 plus or minus I over 2 times the square root of 23. Yeah. That's what you got. Excellent. All right. Number 30. 31. The end is near, isn't it? Let's see here. The instructions say give exact solutions. So we're faced with x plus 6 squared equal to 24. So we take the square root of both sides. You got to allow for the plus or minus when we take the square root, right? So x is equal to minus 6 plus or minus the square root of 24, which we could simplify, but I'm content to have the answer just like that. Now, so you simplified, so let me just do that. Minus 6 plus or minus, now 24 is 4 times 6, right? So when we do the square root of 4 times 6, that's 2 times the square root of 6. So this is really plus or minus 2 root 6. So one of you wrote your answer that way, which is fine. 2 of you wrote your answers that way, which is also fine. 31. X squared plus 2 equals to 38. So this gives me x squared equals to 36, which gives me x is equal to plus or minus the square root of 36, which is plus or minus 6. X is equal to plus or minus 6. So there we go. Now, of course, you know, if I didn't say completing the square, you could also fall back on like the quadratic formula if you wanted, right? For these. Anyway, very good, guys. So any questions? Like, so the final is comprehensive, right? It covers material from test 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I don't have a test review and a post or anything, but pretty much just I would encourage you to look over your old tests. So if you don't have your old tests, you know, you should probably come to get them today, because I don't think I'm going to be here later this week. This test, I'm going to give it right back to you once I turn off the camera. So, yeah. Anyway. And I believe the final is, did you guys double check on that for me? I think it's Monday. I believe it's Monday. This is the officially scheduled final time. Because we have, our class starts at 12:20. So if you look at the final exam schedule, they've got like finals for classes starting at 12:20. I believe it's on Monday. Did I send an announcement about this already? Or did I just email one person? I know I emailed at least one person in this class about this. I think I may have just done that. I may not have made an announcement just yet. Anyway, I will make an announcement reminding people when the final is. So, thanks. And for the final, you're allowed a page of notes. So, yeah.